There's not many times that I can think of where I've been playing a game and it really makes me resonate with certain decisions that I've made in my life to lead me to where I am. And I had that experience in a small preview of The Altars, and it stuck with me since I was able to play that, and I've been thinking about it nonstop. I'll talk about what those moments were in my life that made me really consider, hey, what if I made a different choice? But let's dive in here and get to an intro. We're gonna play on challenging, we're gonna play on hard action elements, so we're gonna ramp it up a little bit here. This is a survival game. There's some very cool themes in here, and we'll talk about that after the intro. Let's go. We don't really know it, but we sense it. There's a sister ship to our life, which takes a totally different route, while the sun burns behind the islands.
How did I end up here? My whole life, all its ups and downs, led me to this place. Far from home, far from anyone I know. A journey whose route is unknown, and the destination out of sight. Was this path just a random sequence of events that I had to follow? Or was there ever another way? Now, heading for the unknown. I can't really tell. Is this the end of the road? Or is it yet another branching?
That branching he's talking about, very important to the theme of this game. And what I'd encourage you to do, I'd actually, if you're willing to share with me, I'd love to hear some of the key moments in your life that you think back on, and you think about how your life could have played out differently had you made a different choice in those key moments. I'll talk about mine shortly here.
That was a tough landing. Dolski here. Do you read me? Anyone? Nothing. I need to figure out what happened.
So if you've never heard about this game, it's made by 11-Bit Studios, who've made some of my favorite games, including this War of Mine, which has stuck with me ever since I played it. It's full of a ton of very difficult moral choices. You're always choosing the lesser of two evils, essentially. And I love that kind of decision making in games.
That's an emergency flare from my capsule. I should look out for those.
And I feel like games, they present us with a lot of choices sometimes, but it's usually pretty obvious in what you should choose. Do I want to make a good choice or a bad choice? But those morally gray ones are always a little bit more interesting.
You read me? This is Jan Dolski. I've landed safely, but I think my capsule went astray.
Right off the bat, you're going to feel like, oh, this kind of gives a Death Stranding vibe.
The radio's broken.
But other than this running around, that's where the comparison ends. It's just visually, like, so impressive, too. Yeah, it's incredible. I'm playing on PC, by the way. This game is available on Game Pass, if that's your thing.
Oh, no. It's the captain. Shit. Deceased. What the hell? Not much I can do for her now. Oh, I gotta find the others.
So you can kind of see where we're going here. We've crash landed. The captain is dead.
She didn't crash. The capsule's intact. Looks like she died inside of it. I don't get it.
And I guess that's a good point of clarification, is that we didn't actually crash. These pods were deployed. But for whatever reason, and I'm not saying that cryptically like I know the answer yet, the captain did not survive, and we're going to find out that the rest of the crew didn't either. And this game is really all about survival and trying to figure out how we're going to run this large base on our own, at least for the time being.
Mobile base. There it is. Dolski here. Anyone copy? If you can hear me, I've located the base. I'm gonna try and get down there.
Now, what's cool about that...
We landed closer to the drop-off point. I gotta keep moving.
You'll notice the base looks like a giant wheel, and that's intentional because that's how it actually moves, which is cool. But also, those individual little components in the middle of the base, those are the modules that you're building. One's like a command center, one's a workshop, and you can rework that in your base. And there's good reasons to do so because you're going to be navigating through it from time to time. So there's a little bit of base building and efficiency stuff in here that we're going to be playing around with. At its core, it is a survival game. So we are going to have to balance gathering resources to build stuff, but then automating certain tasks with our alters. And if you've seen any marketing material for this game, you know what it's about. But you're going to be creating these clones of yourself. And the interesting thing about that isn't just, oh, I'm just going to make a clone, it's just another me. You're using these different inflection points in your life to make a clone that may be good at something that you're not.
The capsules. Wait. What? No. That's impossible. They can't all be. Why? Makes no sense.
And right off the bat, like, I'm intrigued. I want to know what's going on here.
Radiation wave? Now? Oh, shit. It's rising fast. I gotta get to the base.
And if you played the demo of this game a few months back, you got to play this opening section. I got to do a little preview in Warsaw, which was very cool. Beautiful city, by the way. And we got to play a few hours, but I had no answers. I had just more questions. And like I said, I've been thinking about it since. Look at that, man. It's so cool. I love, too, like, when we change the layout of the base, those modules change as well.
Yes, the elevator. Quick. Come on. Come on. Oh, that was close.
Day one of many.
Hello? Anybody here?
Dave's not here, man.
For a moment, I hope someone else made it. I need to find the comms room and get help.
Okay, so here is our base overview. There are a couple things that I'll point out here. On the right, you can see the weight of our base. That's important for actually trying to move our base, which becomes one of our first goals. And it tells us how much it's going to cost to make that journey. So we need to make sure we have the required supplies to do that. There's radiation barriers and radiation filters that we have to manage. And then at the top, we've got some storage here, a little bit of materials. Along the bottom, you see our supplies kind of broken down. And then some tasks here. Right now, we need to find the communications room and call for help. The company might not know about the accident or that someone survived because, you know, everyone's gone except for us, of course. Hence why we have a game. Okay, so let's go to communications. We've got this elevator in the middle, and you can see it here. We've also got an elevator to the right, but at some point, we're going to be able to move all this stuff around and lay it out however we want. So communications room is up here, and we can just navigate pretty quickly through it.
Hello? Hello, can anyone hear me? Mayday! Mayday, anyone?
Says I can hear you, Captain Machine.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not the captain.
I'm here, but I'm not the captain. I'm just a builder. Jan Dolski, corporate ID 4672B. The captain, the whole crew is gone. Hello? Can you get me out of here?
You're in imminent danger. Short time remaining.
Imminent danger. That sounds great. What's the danger?
What do you mean? Remaining to what? Talk to me. What's the danger?
Planet activity rising. 4 days remaining. Be lethal proximity. There's instructions in the logs.
No, don't you go all fuzzy on me. Lethal proximity. Oh, useless quantum nav system. Where the hell did it send us? Lethal proximity of what?
Please, we can meet him before star approaching. This battle, we must escape. The proximity star days.
You mean a star will come and burn this planet? And I just have days to escape? Is that right? Sunrise. Perfect.
Okay, well, we got a little bit of info, but did we really?
Captain's logs.
Now, for me, I don't even know if I trust the voice that's on the other end of it. Let's go through our database quickly here. If you want to skip ahead, feel free, but I think there's some important information in here. But you can probably skip ahead like a minute, 2 minutes. In case of an incident that jeopardizes your mission and the safety of your crew, please follow the safety protocol and move the base to a safe location. This is our first goal now. The following steps must be accounted for. Refuel the base, manufacture necessary equipment, secure food supplies. The steps will automatically be tracked on your HUD. Sick. Now, triple star systems. According to a recent Ally Corps research, and based on data collected from multiple missions, triple star systems are considered as potentially related to a very high probability of discovering Rapidium in the Ally Core classification system. We're going to learn a lot about Rapidium, but just know this, that these guys value it incredibly highly and it becomes their top priority anytime it's around. We will actually try to mine it and use it for things. I won't spoil yet. The precise correlation between triple star systems and rupidium is yet to be scientifically determined, but according to some hypotheses, this may be related to the unique radiation cycle observed on planets belonging to such systems. Rupidium, as a highly unstable element and itself emitting significant amounts of radiation, seems to be less elusive in the presence of such specific radiation patterns, as if fine-tuning its life cycle to the environment. Ally Corps employees should be aware that, thanks to these findings in the upcoming years, we are bound to witness a significant rise in missions sent by the Quantum Navigation System on course for a triple star system, should such a system be identified in the vicinity of an Ally Corps exploration vessel. This should, by all means, result in a notable increase of successful rupidium extraction and a major breakthrough for Ally Corps and humanity alike. Mission captains must be informed, however, that operating on planets belonging to a triple star system involves the need for some precautions. The complex gravitational structure within which the planet operates, apart from being the source of rupidium-friendly radiation, may result in life-threatening events such as periodic lethal proximity of one of the suns, no problem, annihilation of the planet's surface, and immediate destruction of all life forms. Sure. In order to maximize efficiency, even in the event of such occurrences, Ally Corps has equipped its vessels in the cutting-edge SIBA evacuation functionality, enabling the crew to extract rupidium while avoiding hazardous conditions. In the case of landing on a planet belonging to a triple star system, please consult the SIBA evacuation functionality manual for further instructions. The above information is the sole property of Ally Corps and is highly confidential. We kindly remind you that any infringement of your confidentiality agreement will result in legal measures. Quantum navigation. Last one here. It's state-of-the-art route planning solution designed and implemented by the Ally Corps, or by Ally Corps, to optimize the efficiency of space mining operations. How does it work? While the crew remains in cryosleep, the system actively monitors the ship's surroundings, modifying its trajectory and setting it on a course for the most probable location of valuable resources. Based on cutting-edge technology, it collects massive amounts of quantum information, analyzing it in real time to determine the highest probability of discovering rupidium in a nearby system and eliminate non-efficient exploration. When the expectation of finding rupidium is classified as moderate or high, depending on mission-specific settings, the ship's trajectory is adjusted accordingly and landing procedures are initiated. A notification is sent to the mission control to ensure maximum support at the onset of a new environment exploration. Same disclosure. Basically, triple star systems, lots of rupidium. Rupidium is highly, highly sought after. It is the most important thing. We need to escape the sun, follow the instructions. We need to gather 60 metals and won't survive long without basic equipment. Okay, but look, it's at the end of our day. So we're going to have to sleep. I will try to leave, but I think it will stop us. Yeah, the radiation levels at night are deadly. Exiting the base is currently not permitted. You can rest in the captain's cabin until tomorrow. Okay, let's do that. Now, quickly before I do that, there's a couple things in my life that I did want to share with you guys. And if you know my story, then some of you might already know this stuff. But there's been a lot of little decisions, of course, but two major decisions have formed where I'm at in my life. And had a different choice been made, my life would just be drastically different. Number one was moving to Montreal. I moved here sort of on a whim. When I was younger, I had a good opportunity for work and I came here, and it was the best decision that I ever made for many reasons. The second decision that I had made was quitting my full-time job at a bank in finance and doing YouTube full-time. I was doing two jobs, counting YouTube as a job, for like 6 years. And then I had the opportunity to go full-time, and I dove all in, and you guys are a huge part of that decision. So it's pretty crazy, honestly. And so I just want to do a quick aside to thank you guys if you've been part of this journey. And if you are new here, hey, now you know a little bit of the story, and thanks so much for listening to me talk. Okay, we're exhausted. Let's rest. And let's get to gaming. Well, sunrise is in 8 days. You can see the little meter in the bottom right. We have our energy bar to manage. It shows how many hours you have before you get tired. Once you're tired, you're still able to work, but every task will take much longer. Notice we woke up at like 7:20 because we stayed up like 20 minutes past our quote-unquote bedtime. Let's get outside now. Okay. You can find shallow deposits on the planet's surface. They contain a limited amount of resources that can be extracted quickly. They can be recognized by red dust. Approach the deposit to interact with it. So we need to find red dust. There we go. Now, some of it you're going to mine. We're going to be able to...
Shiny rock. Might be a source of metals.
We have a map that we can play around with here. Pretty helpful. So we can extract this manually. You can notice the time in the bottom left goes rapidly. But we can also build outposts later that will help with this. And let's just see if there's any other stuff laying around here, because sometimes there is. I don't see any. Oh, here we go. So little things like that you can just pick up. A part of this is going to be mapping out this area, figuring out where all our resources are, and being very efficient with our times. As you can see, we've got this timer every day that is going to be relentlessly stressing me out. There's a couple things over here, too, that we'll learn about later, but we can recharge our suit, which is used for a few different things. And then we can also do fast travel when we get the associated technology for it. Okay, so we need to build a workshop via the command center. So here's the command center here. And this is where we get to build. New modules will be placed near existing ones. Possible placement points are marked by the lights. So these little outlines here, those are possible placement points. We can increase the size of our base, but that's going to come later. So just keep that in mind that this is going to expand. All we have access to right now is the workshop. So let's go ahead and build this. It's going to cost 40 materials. The mass is important because this impacts our ability to move the base. So just keep that in mind. And it also tells you, like, on the grid, the size of it. So it's 4 wide. I'm going to put it right next to the command center where we currently are, because we're going to build modules in there. It's going to be like our working area. At some point, I'm going to redo this whole thing and try to make it a little bit more efficient. So now that we're in the workshop, a couple things we can do. Couple things. There's one thing that we can do, but this will expand drastically. Let's build a scanner here to scan the surface for deep resource deposits. We're going to add that to the queue. Now, it doesn't just build by itself. And this is the problem early on, is that there's only me. So I have to do all of this manually. I have to queue it up, and then I have to come over here and I have to build it. It takes an hour. Notice the time in the bottom left just flies by. But we got it. So now I need to find an organics deposit area. I need a source of organics, otherwise my supplies will quickly run dry. I have to find a good spot for a mining outpost. A couple of manual updates, so manufacturing necessary equipment and organics. Blue smoke is a characteristics indicator of organic deposits. If fuel shortages are detected, the evacuation procedure will be assessed as too risky, and the quantum computer will prohibit its initiation. And then you can go through all of your previous tutorials in here. It's really set out quite nicely, in my opinion. We still have some part of the day, so let's explore. And we did see blue smoke over there. There it is. Let's go for it. Keep an eye on the radiation, bottom left. We're not gaining any radiation right now, but at night we will. There's a deep deposit up there. Of course, we can't get here yet.
A climbing hook. Not yet. I'll have to find another way.
So a climbing hook can be crafted in the workshop. We're going to try and get there another way. And notice the little icon that popped up there. That was telling us how much energy you would use climbing with that hook. And that's related to the suit energy in the bottom left there. I just love all of the, like, weird effects and stuff that they're using. Ooh, hello.
What the hell? Could this be rubidium?
So cool. Gather 30 rubidium samples. If that's really rubidium, this mission might not be doomed yet. I need to contact Earth and plan the next steps. So here's our new climbing hook. You can see it requires 120 organics and 60 metals, so I actually can't craft that quite yet. And then rupidium. So let's go through this so that we're all on the same page. First discovered accidentally by an Ally core near space exploration vessel on the 842 Hermes asteroid passing Earth, rupidium revolutionized the way we think about accelerated growth. Called by its enthusiasts the time-traveling element, or the savior element. It emits a unique type of radiation, COXY, which can transfer raw energy directly into the mitochondria of organic cells, projecting matter into versions of its future self within hours instead of years. Think back to what I said earlier about cloning or creating alters of us. Why are we exploring the most distant corners of space to find it? The answer seems obvious. Multiple research confirms that the potential of rupidium is almost limitless when it comes to infusing life to crops, even in the most challenging climate conditions, while reducing the time and resources needed to grow them practically to zero. The implications are immeasurable. Finding and collecting a substantial amount of rupidium will allow for the restoration of agriculture on Earth, putting an end to the global catastrophe of hunger. Ever since making this groundbreaking discovery, Ally Core has been fully committed to bringing the savior element to Earth and makes continuous efforts to invest both in accelerated growth and space mining technologies, always proudly at the forefront of striving for the future of humanity, never falling back.
I feel strange. I have to get closer. Make sure.
Let's take some.
I need to collect a sample.
Well, we cleared it. That took a lot of time, though. I've only got 3 hours.
Unbelievable. So the useless quantum nav system isn't that useless after all.
One thing I might actually quickly check here is let's just turn down the effects a little bit, turn the music down a little bit. Cinematics are fine, just to make the voice pop a little bit more.
I knew where it was sending us, except only I survived.
Yeah, and that to me is sketchy. Like,
smoke. I should look for organics here.
okay. So the scanner allows you to find resource deposits, and keep an eye on the little video demonstration here. By placing and connecting probes, you can uncover the concentration of underground resources. Look at the scanned ground and try to pinpoint the place with the most intense red coloring. That's the deepest point of the deposit. Okay, so let's bring up the scanner. Try to, like, maximize the space. Okay, we're actually pretty close. I can probably just lean out here and go in, like, triangles. Yeah, I think we're, like, right on it. There it is. It's a pretty cool little system. Hold Q, select build, and then do a mining outpost. Here we go. Placed on resource deposits, connected to the base to extract resources. Okay, so now we're going to use pylons that you can connect mining outposts with the base. Each pylon automatically connects to nearby structures. You can see possible connections in the form of green lines when you have the pylon equipped. Pylons can also be connected to each other. Place them in a line to connect the mining outpost to the base. Kind of reminds me a little bit of, like, Satisfactory. So we'll place one up here. Now, can I jump down here? Oh, yes, I can. Okay, sweet.
I still can't believe it. If it really is rupidium, this This could change everything. I need to report it.
Come on. Okay, there we go. I'll put this one maybe a little bit further. As far as I can. There we go. You've connected a mining outpost to the base. From now on, you can use fast travel to move quickly between the base and the mining outpost. You can access fast travel at the airlock, base entrance, or any outpost. So earlier we saw this. And so now, if you take a look at our time, it's 1850. And if I were to go out here, we get there instantly. So that's like a huge time savings. Now, I am exhausted, unfortunately. So I'm tired. In this state, physical work takes much longer. If you stay up very late, you'll become exhausted. Each minute of exhaustion causes you to wake up later the next day. So we don't want to be doing that. And it is a significant difference in how effective you are. So I'm going to try to only be out there when absolutely necessary. Okay, so I do have to get 180 organic matter. You can see in the bottom there that we don't quite have that. But let's go report our findings here. Communications room. Now, I already have some theories about what's possibly happening here. Nothing confirmed, but I'll share those with you after this call.
Hello? Anyone copy? I went out to find resources, and I found a cave full of something. I think it might be rupidium. You hear me? I think I found rupidium.
You sure about it?
I mean, I'm pretty sure.
What? I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, what else could it be?
Test it.
Test the rupidium? How would I do that?
New blueprint provided. The womb.
A blueprint? The womb. You want me to build a womb?
Sample of DNA provided.
Who are you? The womb, huh?
It's so sketchy.
Example, huh? I guess it makes sense. Rupidium speeds up organic growth.
Okay. Build the womb module. Corporation wants me to test the samples. I have a feeling they won't be of much help until I give proof to them that it's really rupidium. So now we can build pylons, that climbing hook, but I don't have the organics that I need. And then we've got all these tutorials I'm just going to clear. Now, if you guys are like me, you're obviously thinking, okay, we can't trust this voice, right? But also, I need to survive. So, do I have a choice? You can change the position of your modules whenever you like. Simply hover over the module and press left mouse, then move it to the desired spot. You can also swap the module with another one. You can permanently remove modules by right-clicking on them, and some modules cannot be removed. This thing in the middle, you have to work around all the time. So let's build the womb. Connected to the quantum computer. It contains a soundproof cell growth capsule. For now, I mean, it's a 5-slotter, so I am going to have to move something. I'll tell you what. Let's get rid of that. We'll put the communications room here. Captain's cabin I don't really need till the end of the day. Let's move that over there. I come back from the airlock. I'm probably going to want to build things. I'll maybe put the workshop there, command center there. So that's pretty good. And then the storage stuff, I could just move out of the way for now. As long as it's connected and has entry, that's all that really matters. And that should be good. I can build elevators, I can build corridors, but yeah, okay. There we go.
Okay, so I have built a womb. Now, what could possibly come out of it?
Yeah, what could come out of it?
Here goes. DNA sample. Pydium. I'm starting to worry this wasn't such a good idea. Oh. Of course. What else?
So, fun fact.
Oh. Yo, you need a name. I think I'm gonna call you Molly.
Pet the sheep. I got an achievement for Pet the sheep.
Hello, Molly. Oh, you don't bite, do you?
This game was originally called the Dolly Project. And if you know who Dolly is, it was the sheep that was cloned in real life. And then naming the sheep Molly is a little play on Dolly.
Okay, I built the womb and tested the rapidium. The DNA sample provided was a little surprising, but it worked, I think. I cloned a sheep. Hello? Can you hear me? I have a sheep on board. You're responsible for 2 lives now.
Go. Successful. Really found what did this. You see him?
Yeah. Now that I'm a real hero, I could use some real assistance.
You're in imminent danger. Only short time remaining to sunrise.
I know that. But I'm just a builder. I'm not trained to move the goddamn base all by myself.
And therein lies our setup. Okay. So, I don't have a lot of time here. We'll probably go to sleep. But let's check out the rest of the base before bed. So we've got machinery over here. This is where we can handle our radiation barriers. So we're going to have it auto-load the filters. Now, I don't know if there's a reason to not auto-load them. There's probably a way to do it more efficiently manually, but for now, we're just going to do this automatically. Protects the base from radiation contamination. It needs radiation filters to operate. When auto-load's turned on, it will automatically load the next filter when the last one's depleted. So, cool, I think. We're just going to let that do its thing. If we take this down to storage, that's not really going to do anything for us. Let's go up, because there was something that we haven't looked at yet. We have the quantum computer here. Nothing we can do here yet, but we will eventually. Okay, let's get an early night's rest then. Well, we also have the captain's log. This just takes us to our manual, which is cool. But a lot of this stuff can be accessed just via the menu, so we'll be spending time in here to get things done. I swear to God, if anything happens to Molly, game on. Sunrise in 7. Okay, we got an early start. Let's motor. Now notice we do have some meals in our. Where can I see it here? Down here. So we got mush, we got cooked meals, and we got raw food. There's benefits to having cooked meals over eating mush, but for now, whatever. We'll get into that later on. So let's go right to the outpost here, capitalize on our time, and we're gonna mine the heck out of this. So that gave us 14. I need to have 180, so that's gonna be, well, a decent chunk of this day, unfortunately. I could check this area to see if there's anything else in it. But let's get at least the minimum. I'll do one more. Oh, it's close. Okay. I just wanted to finish that, but you could see how much slower that was. And now we need to build a kitchen. I need enough food to survive the journey, which also means I need a kitchen. Providing food. Now, depending on the circumstances, the evacuation procedure of the SIBA base can take up to several days. Proper nutrition of your crew during that time is essential. Food supplies can be prepared in the kitchen module. If food shortages are detected, the evacuation procedure will be assessed as too risky and the quantum computer will prohibit its initiation. So we have to manage all these things to be able to take off. Now, we won't always be fast traveling because we have to go and explore and like find stuff. But for now, we're going to be using it because we need to capitalize on our time. So let's build a kitchen. Now, this is not something I need to have access to all the time. Let's maybe do, I mean, I do need access to it, but it's not something I'm going to be in constantly. Prepare 6 mush meals. Okay. You consume 1 meal each day. Meals can be prepared in the kitchen. So right now, I've got enough for 18 days. Not a big problem. We can create mush out of organics, and we can queue these all up if we want. Remember, I do need to have like 180 here, so you can also change the order. We're going to eventually gain access to be able to set, hey, I want to always have X amount of food. But I mean, I can't really do that now because I have to manually make them. Let's see if I can whip some up before bed. All right, there we go. Oh, I need to prepare 6. All right, well. There we go. Okay, so let's head to bed. All good. One of the things I like that it does when you queue stuff up, it shows you what you have queued in that little plus sign. So at the bottom are organics there. We have 168, but we have 20 in queue, which I think is just a really clean system. Actually, the whole, like, the system as a whole seems to work very, very well for managing resources, which is a nice touch. Okay. Start the engine in the command center. You know what? Before we do that, let's go explore a bit. Because we have a whole bunch of drop pods out here. And I think we can find things around those drop pods. If I can remember where they were. This is all a dead end. Here we go.
Hey, that looks like our ship's cargo drop.
Here we go. Okay. Two things. One, a multi-tool. My multi-tool, a convenient set. One of few things everyone should always have in their pockets. I used it countless times to open bottles, fix things, and, well, open more bottles. It was a birthday present from Mom on my 18th birthday. Of course, she pretended it was Father's idea, but I knew better. And we're going to learn a lot about our backstory shortly. And then a watch. I got this watch as a consolation prize for a mathematical Olympiad. One of the participants fainted, so I rushed to help him since I had taken a first aid course just a few weeks earlier. Of course, because of that, I did not manage to finish the competition. I was very surprised when the jury sent me this watch with a very official thank you letter. It turned out that the boy had a serious medical condition, and my swift reaction probably saved his life. This actually does allude to things playing out a little differently. So because we went to save the kid, I didn't manage to finish this competition. So that could be one of the inflection points.
Personal items, including my stuff.
The History of the Universe by Chris and Jack. Millennia after the fall of humankind, a father tells his son the history of the universe. So this is like
yeah,
a movie.
This is one of the things they told me to take on the mission. Things that will make you feel comfortable far away from home. Objects that trigger good memories.
So once we get some help.
Typical corporate bullshit.
Check back here.
Is that a movie? Huh. Cool. I could use some fun at the base.
I love that we're just like, you're kind of mapping this area out to, oh, hello, to try and find stuff. But then you're going to get used to where things are, and then you can use those pylons to kind of navigate. A soccer ball, a ball belonging to a local soccer club signed by my favorite player. They kept losing until one season they played so well, they ended up winning the league without even bribing the judges. Once I started studying, I didn't have time to go back and watch their games anymore. Such a shame.
Yes. I was missing that.
I was definitely thinking about that soccer ball while my life was ending on this random planet. Absolutely. When we went over to this side and we saw that Rapidium, there was another path that we didn't look at, so I'm going to check that out. We'll grab this, of course. Okay, there's actually quite a bit. Hello. Oh, nice. Okay, let's grab everything. One of the things I'm going to have to manage in a game like this is not getting too ahead of myself in terms of queuing things up and building items. I find that sometimes I'll be like, okay, I got all this stuff, let's queue up everything, and then I spread myself a little thin. So I'm going to try to focus on efficiency here, especially because we are playing on harder difficulty, which may mean I need to be a lot more cautious how I'm spending this stuff. Now, did this section split as well? There's this. Okay, but that leads me back to outside. I can see the pylon lines. That goes up to the Rapidium. Doesn't look like it splits. And then that goes back into the deep deposits, which, you know what? Since I'm out here, might as well try to grab a chunk. So it's like 2 hours of work for 14 organics. All right, that's gonna have to do. So basically, yeah, all of this is mapped. Now there's some openings here that we could be checking, it looks like. Let's just maybe take a look and see how that works. If it works. I might have to do the command center first here, because... Oh. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, it just kind of opened up a path. Okay, that actually looks like it might be everything then. We're going to go a little bit into the radiation. Notice our radiation did drop. Because of the filters that we installed in the base. As far as I know, there's no way to just say, blink, travel back to the base. Like, you have to build little teleporter stations and stuff. And we could stay out here like another hour, I guess, before the radiation hits, but it looks like we've checked everything, so let's go. Command center. My bad. Do we do that here? Here we go. Okay. Base navigation allows you to plan and start journeys between locations. So, built structure 6, volume 65. When you start the journey, you'll automatically gather all the structures built on the planet's surface. Let's test it.
Whoa. What just happened?
Okay. Something's wrong with the machinery. I need to fix it. Yeah, I mean,
now.
Things go wrong constantly.
Sorted. Let's give it another go.
Okay. Let's try that again. What? Are you kidding me?
Again.
The definition of insanity.
Oh, you have got to be kidding me.
Oh. Okay. We have a problem.
Just my luck to be stuck in a junkyard. Hey, you still there? I really need your help. I can't get out of here. I did everything according to the manual, but there's a malfunction I can't fix. I just don't know how.
Rapidium can save you. Better check data consistency and QC module.
Check data consistency in QC module.
Rapidium can save me? How exactly? Only the captain has access codes to the quantum computer.
Access granted.
Man, that was easy.
Okay. They'll just give us anything we ask for. Yeah, right. Check data consistency in the QC. So the quantum computer went and looked at that before. I'll find the answers in the quantum computer. Here we go. If this is what I think it is, I'm very stoked.
What is this? Mine records.
Yeah, I think it is. Oh, yeah, okay. This is so sick.
What's going on? Wait. I recognize this. It's my life.
So cool. Okay. Look at this. We zoom in on these nodes. This is our life path in the top right there. Distant memories, childhood memories, fuzzy and distant, the mining town you grew up in, rows of similar apartment blocks, the local grocery store mom worked in, the playground where you spent more time than at home. Next one. A family like many others, A family like many others down there. Your father coming late from work in the mine, usually drunk, always pissed off. Your mother doing her best to keep the family together. Your constant desire to run away, to get out of that place and never come back. Another shitty day at school, 15 years old. You're taking the longer route home. Hey, what's that fight about? The girl shouts for help. She's looking straight at you. You should intervene, but the fear, no. Better not get involved. Run back home. One day you'll get out of here. You have to. 16 years old. It's so hard to study for exams and your dad's yelling behind the door. Mom doesn't have the strength to fight anymore. Something's wrong with her. She's weaker, more passive. You know you should do your best to support her. But being home is just unbearable. You count the days to graduation, hoping those exams go well. 19 years old. You open the envelope with trembling hands. It's a good college, and it's close to home. You could visit mom regularly and get a good education. You tear the paper and see the results. No, not good enough. The only place that wants you is hundreds of miles away. You'd have to leave mom alone with him. So you're getting a lot of insights here into the family life, which is not good. At 19 years old, going away, you promise yourself you get out of here. You have to keep that promise. You can't waste your life. It's not something she'd want. And you can still visit her. A little less often maybe, but you can. And you will visit her. 21, you're placed far from home. It's been months since you've been home, but you can't miss the post-exam party. All your friends will be celebrating. Their company makes you feel good, like you found your place. Do you really want to spend the entire day on the train, only to see mom for a couple hours before she goes to bed early? And all you'd be left with is a constantly drunk oaf of a father. 22, working abroad. You look at the letter. It's tempting, working abroad for 2 months. You could earn enough to support yourself for the whole semester. You could ditch those lousy part-time jobs and focus on studying. It's tempting. And you could send some money to mom. She needs it for her treatment, so she's also sick. 23 years old, too late to say goodbye. Oh, this one hurts. You missed it. The moment she collapsed. The ambulance taking her to the hospital, it all went so fast. You missed the opportunity to talk to her when she was still conscious. You're back home now, but what difference does it make? You fucked up. It's too late to say goodbye. 23 years old, carry on for her. You failed her. But what could you have done? Stayed behind in that miserable place? To become bitter and dead inside? Be like dad? The sense of guilt holds you by the throat. What if you ran away from it all? Ditched college, made a fresh start, forgot? But wouldn't that be giving up again? No. Mom would want you to get on with your studies, get a good job. You have to carry on for her. At 24, it's different with her. Your heart pounds at the thought of the evening. You never thought someone like Lena would want you to hang out, or would want to hang out with you. Slow down. It's only a project. Maybe you should have got something better than beer. You could have bought wine, but wouldn't that seem like you're hitting on her? You're only teaming up for a project, but she's so different from anyone else you ever hooked up with. And she likes you. You can see she likes you. 24, am I good enough? This is it. She's moved in, but is your cheap little rented apartment good enough for her? Her parents would hate it. You know they would. And she knows it too. Is that why she doesn't talk to them anymore? She's not ashamed of you, is she? Whatever they think of you, you're going to prove them wrong. Work hard and give Lena the good life that she deserves. 25. Hard work pays off, right? You can be proud of yourself. A diploma with honors and that offer, a PhD. It's tempting as hell, but the salary. How much longer are you going to be a broke ass for Lena? I don't know if it's Lena or Lena. You'll think about it later. Time to celebrate now. 26. It was a tough conversation, but you handled it well. The professor understood your motives. Working for a private company gives you better prospects, and you'll finally be able to move out of that dorm. Take Lena for a proper holiday. Yeah, it was a good decision. The purgatory of 9 to 5, 27 years old. On the subway again. Damn, you hate that crowd. Day in, day out. Maybe you could take the later train and stay longer at work? No, your boss would never agree to that. Punctuality is all that matters to him. Nah, not what you actually do. Sometimes you feel all he needs you to do is punch your card. And for what? Pushing papers and pretending to get things done? Someone pushes you as you try to take a seat. Man, Monday mornings are the worst. 28, a dream house. Your face beams as you exit the bank, hand in hand with Lena. Finally, signing the mortgage papers was easier than you'd expected. Maybe it was worth putting up with that idiot of a boss for 2 years to get this place. A dream house. Lena has so many ideas for decorating it. If you hurry, maybe you can even get it ready for Christmas. You'd love to see her parents' faces when they see it. Yeah, you should convince her to invite them over. 30 years old, the crisis hit. This can't be true, not now. You stare at the screen blankly. You heard about the crash in the stock exchange. You heard everyone talk about a worldwide crisis approaching. But you? Laid off? How will you ever tell Lena about it? What about your plans for Christmas? 30 years old, a busy night. Red lights, you close your eyes and listen to the city traffic. Damn radio, all they know are Christmas songs at this time of year. You don't want to be reminded of that. Not when you're sitting behind the wheel of a leased cab. It's almost 6 o'clock. You promised Lena you'd be back for Christmas Eve by 5. But it's a busy night and people leave bigger tips on Christmas. 31, back to square one. You listen as Lena talks excitedly. She really wants to take that offer, move abroad, sell the house. But for how much? It would hardly be enough to pay off the bank with the soaring interest rate. And what about you? It's hard to find a decent job at home, let alone in a foreign country. After all your efforts to make ends meet, it would feel like going back to square one. Damn, you just wish she didn't want it so bad. 31, holding on. You're wondering if she really is okay with the decision to stay. Maybe you should have said yes, but how could you? It was a crazy idea in your situation. You need to prove it to her. That is the only sensible choice. You need to get your shit together. Give her a better life here. Maybe find a second job? 32, falling apart. Damn, she's getting on your nerves. Why doesn't she just tell you it's all your fault these bills are piling up? As if you weren't working hard enough. And why does she make such a big deal of a few drinks before you hit the sack? Like his father. You deserve to unwind after a 12-hour-long day of work. 33, drowning sorrows. You look down another bottle, and the wedding ring she gave back to you. A job at Ally Corps. Freedom, finally. She's got it. A new, better life without you. All you could ever do was hold her down. Look at yourself, drowning your sorrows in a bar. You're everything you promised yourself you'd never be. Where the hell did you fuck it all up? 34, a way out. Project Dolly, top left there. You toss and turn in your bed. You can't stop thinking about that Ally Corps poster. Help us make a change, a space mining mission in search of that mysterious substance, rupidium. It's a long shot, but it says you don't need any professional experience, and you know you need a change. You haven't managed to stick to one job for more than several months. Nothing makes you happy. You're stuck. What if it's a way out? 35, Project Dolly. You enter the spaceship with a tingling of anxiety and excitement. You're going to space, far away from here, just like you always wanted, far away from your problems. You'll think about them later, or maybe they'll be gone by the time you get back. And that is our current life path.
How did they get it? And
that's so cool.
what for? Okay, I checked the quantum computer. What the fuck? Mind records? What the hell are you doing with that data? It's got everything. My whole life exposed.
My records need this procedure.
No, I want answers. Shit. What do you want with it?
Initiate breaching procedure.
Cool.
Branching? What exactly will be branching?
This is you.
That came through loud and clear.
What? You what? Is that your whole answer?
Create the altar.
Alter? Alter what?
Sure,
My life? Okay. You mean as in... Okay, wait a minute. You're not suggesting I use rupidium to create a... someone and alter their mind. That's not what you're saying, right? All right, how about my other options?
Just waiting for him to say more.
You jerk. I don't have other options, do I?
Initiate the branching procedure in the QC. Okay.
What is it doing? I remember that alternate life pattern. So this is what the branching is about?
I love this. Now, right now, this is the only one that we have access to, but over time, we're going to see a lot of other branches and then also sub-branches of this. In the bottom left, we're going to learn about qubit level later and then available slots. I believe that is the number of altars that we can currently have. I can't recall exactly. But anyways, at this branching path here, this is when we left home, right? You promised yourself that you get out of here. You have to keep what your promise. Can't waste your life. But if we stayed behind, you lock the door to your room and turn the music up. You're so fed up with his constant shouting. Is this what you rejected college for? Putting up with his frustration and drunkenness? You told yourself you'd take care of mom, but he's not making it easy. Maybe next time you should just lock the door on him. But what would mom say? So this will create a technician 50% efficiency when doing base maintenance, which is going to be a necessity over time. They can do other things, but they're really good at base maintenance, so it'll save us some time. It's going to cost us 20 rupidium. I love it. I love when games and movies kind of do this delayed title sequence introduction. I just think it's so cinematic and sick. Now, I never played the full demo, but I'm pretty sure that this, well, I don't know, maybe the demo went beyond this. Let me know if you guys played it, but this seems like it would be a good teaser point for the end of the demo. Now check this out. So now we have this entire second branch, and we can have branches off of that branch and so on and so forth. But let's check this out. So we read that one. So here, at 20 years old on this path, we stood up to him. There, he did it. Not so hard after all. He turned out to be weak, begging you to let him in. You had to be strong, assertive. You read about it online. Shut your ears to his false promises. Imagine loud music in your head. Think of mom, her safety. There, it's done. He won't be a problem anymore. At 21, ups and downs. You laugh as mom tells you a joke she heard in the doctor's waiting room. She's cooked her pierogi. Side note, in Warsaw, when I was checking out the altars, obviously we had pierogies. And you might have had pierogies in your life. I certainly have. My grandmother was Ukrainian. She was like whipping those up. Anyways, the pierogies we had in Warsaw were next level. Like, I'm talking magic. And I'll go back there one day just for those. So shout out to all the Polish people. Incredible work. It's insane. Man, don't you love them? Yes, I do. And her relaxed, smiling face when she can be herself without that monster bullying her. You just wish you could find more than a part-time job to support the two of you. That prescription she brought home today is going to cost you plenty. Not in his footsteps at 22. You smile as you walk away from the mine. Dad was behind that job offer, that's for sure. Trying to clear his conscience, redeem his sins. The steady job was tempting, but you were assertive. Again, no way you'll owe anything to him. You'll make it on your own. You always do. So you can see the passive nature of the original Jan Dolski and this lot more assertive nature of the technician Jan Dolski. And then I won't get too ahead of myself in terms of when we meet him. 23 years old, final goodbye. You hold back the tears when you look at her in the hospital bed. You knew this was coming. Her health deteriorating fast in the last months. You just didn't want to think about it. You hate that helplessness. Damn, get your shit together, Jan. You need to be strong for her. Promise her you'll make something of yourself. Keep her smiling to the very end. Fixing things. At 23, you brighten up as the engine starts. Yeah, fixing things always made you feel good. Like you really can change things, make them better. Looks like going to that vocational school wasn't just a parting gift for Mom, but the best you could do for yourself. At 23, again, it feels good to become an expert on something. The boss says customers ask for you specifically, and he can see you replacing him when he retires. It's a new feeling to be trusted, respected by another man, a mentor, and he's the first person you opened up to about Mom's passing. Why couldn't Dad just be like that? At 24, shady business. You try not to eavesdrop, but it's the third time this month these fishy dudes are here, talking to your boss behind closed doors. He says it's nothing, but you can see he's distracted, doesn't look you in the eye that much, disappears for hours, leaving you in charge of the business. Is that a good thing, or should you be worried? At 25, lost trust. Fake batteries, counterfeit parts. Is that what this is all about? As your boss is being taken away by the police, you feel like an idiot for trusting him, thinking that you could open up to him, while all this time he's been lying to your face, pretending to be a friend. What a fool you've been. Treat this as a lesson, Jan. The only person you can rely on is yourself. 25 again, fine on your own. Of course, it was just a matter of time before they approached you. Now that he's in jail, his words about you replacing him seem so ironic now. You don't want anything to do with them. But what if you lose your job? You love that workshop, but they're criminals. No, assertiveness, remember? Don't be scared. You can make it on your own. 26, staying strong. As you turn the paycheck around in your fingers, you think of Mom. She'd be happy to know you're finally making good money, working in an international factory on a contract of employment. You stayed strong and made something of yourself. She'd probably be worried that you're still on your own, but that's the way you prefer it. Ghost from the past at 26, watching the bartender pour you another one. From the corner of your eye, you catch a glimpse of a figure watching you. You turn and see it was just somebody's coat. You smile with relief. For a moment, you thought it was Dad. You sip your drink and listen casually to the conversations at the tables. It's good not to have problems. 27, drifting through. Your friends burst out in laughter. The jokes just keep coming to you. It's a good night. You just got your paycheck and you're buying rounds. Okay, calling these people friends is a little too much. You've only just met them, but you're having fun together, right? The girl to your left's been giving you signals. Could this be your lucky night? 30 years old, signs of trouble. That damn crisis just had to hit when you were starting to actually enjoy life. Your whole branch is being shut down. You'll be lucky if you keep your job at all, and this damn advert just gets on your nerves. Rapidium. A magic trick to make everyone happy? Who's stupid enough to even think of going on these missions? Hi there, we are. 33, him again. You can't make up your mind. Bet safely or take the risk. Wonder who that guy is putting his money on? Wait, is that? Shit, it's him. Dad. He looks like a tramp. Of course he visits the bookie regularly, fucking loser. Man, you just hope he doesn't recognize you. Get out of here quick and don't ever come back. You're not like him. You've got your shit together. 35, Project Ollie. You look at the spaceship entrance. Only fools don't change their minds, especially if your debts are mounting. You'll be fine. You just need to make it through this mission. They respect professionals like you. Just stay strong, and you'll be all right. This life branch is so freaking cool. Wake up your altar in the womb. First of all, we're gonna pet Molly.
Never thought I'd be so glad to see a sheep.
Calm down, Molly.
Hey there. Wow. Hello? Can you hear me? What is this? Where am I? You're in a lab inside the SIBA unit. Your memories might be a bit fuzzy, but relax. You're gonna be okay. Yeah, I recognize the base, I think. Wait. You look funny. Ha. Oh. What was that? I wanted to laugh, but I'm like... indifferent. I think you're on some meds. What? What for? So you don't panic when you wake up. Why would I panic? I'll explain later. Right now, let's check your mental condition, okay? Do you think you can, introduce yourself? Sure. Can you? Okay. My name is Jan Dolski. Yeah, sure. You got my looks, why not use my name too? So you think you're Jan Dolski as well? What kind of bullshit is this? What's your role on the mission? I'm a senior technician. Want to tell me what your role is? Imitating human crew members? Is this some kind of sick experiment? Because if it is, nobody warned me. It's not an experiment. This is for real. And I'm for real. So, what's going on? Well, I got stranded in this base, and, I needed someone to help me move it. Because it got broken. Then, okay, this is the crazy part. I learned that there's this functionality of the quantum computer on board to, create alternate versions of a person's life. What? Replicate a person, but with different experiences. Mind records. Man. If there's anyone in a bad mental condition in this room, it's definitely not me. The QC's only functionality is to navigate these junkets. I mean, theoretically, it could do other stuff, but such bullshit? I know. It's absurd. I thought the same, but here you are, right? Right. If I understand you correctly, you're telling me you're a alternate version of me with a different mind?
Huh.
Sort of, yeah. And, you said we were stranded. Yes. It's just us. Like I said, there's a malfunction in the machinery. If you don't help me fix it soon, we're both gonna die. So, wait. Let me get this straight. This is not an experiment, and you're a different version of me. And this version of me woke me from cryosleep to help fix a malfunction because there's no one else on board. What if there was no malfunction? Where would I be?
Yeah, good question. Oof. It seems like we want to be appeasing him, right?
You'd still exist somewhere? Theoretically, at least?
Yeah, I don't know if that helps.
Wow. You bastard. I can see now what the meds are for. I can't even lash out at you, just this passiveness. What am I? Look, this is a lot, and we'll sort it out, I promise. But trust me, if we don't fix the machinery fast, we're gonna go in a very bad way, and you'll never get the chance to understand this properly. Experience your feelings without the meds. I don't like this kind of pressure. Well, that makes two of us. Fine. Show me the way.
And just like that, we've got our first altar.
What a screw up. A 3-year-old would have figured it out. Okay. In any other case, I'd say don't touch anything here ever again. But unfortunately, this is a two-man job. On my sign, pull that lever over there. Just don't yank it like an idiot. Pull it gently. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Now. Yes! It worked! You did it. We're gonna live. Let's get one thing straight. I did what you created me for. Now stay away from me.
Yeah, I was just going to say core memory create. It looks like those are new nodes within the life path. So like that was a big deal for us. Okay, so a new altar is ready. Technician is born. That's so cool. And you can see in the top left there, you can open and close those altars. That is just awesome. So we could start the engines now in the command center. Start journey. You can see the mass informs the cost. Okay, do you want to automatically collect structures before starting your journey? Yep, we should. It's epic, man. I love it. I am so into this. So we have no current tasks. Is it the beginning of the day? Oh, we're cruising. Let's go to the... Oh, open the altars tab. Ah, here. Okay. So, Jan, our technician, 50% efficiency with doing base maintenance. We have to manage health, injuries, radiation, hunger, event log. I'm pissed at Jan. He's really irritating. Likewise, you can see some of his current thought processes. He's angry, so we're going to have to deal with that. Is there anything in here? Altars tab. The log stores the data from the last 3 days, shows recent events impacting them emotionally and provides their insight. The movies thing and food. You consume a meal each day. Okay. Common ground. Let's talk to the altar. We started off on the wrong foot. I should learn about the technician. Maybe we can still get along. All right.
Hey there. I said, don't come near me. I get it. You're angry. I would be too. But I could really use your help. You know, if we manage to get the comms room running properly, we'd probably be able to get out of here faster. Stop pretending you have any idea how I feel. I don't give a damn about your comms room. We're moving, aren't we? Now get out of my face, creep.
Oh, that went well. Okay, let's turn the tables here.
You don't get to talk to me like
No,
that.
he doesn't like that either.
I'm in command of this base now. You'll do as I say or what? You'll send me back to that giant fish tank? Why don't you get yourself a repair kit and fix your own shit? I'm done doing your dirty work.
Well, that went well. Modules deteriorate over time, which makes them prone to failures. To repair the communications room, you need a repair kit, which you can craft in the workshop. Okay. To the workshop. Okay, so these cost 10 metals. Production is limited to only small essential items due to increased power consumption by the moving base. Let's maybe just queue up a couple of these. And you can now see in the middle there, it says set uphold and set infinite uphold. So I'm pretty sure we should get a tutorial about that at some point, but... Radio silence. Okay, repair the comms room. I need to find a way to fix it and restore communication with Earth. So when it's busted, you've got these little things here. Now you're probably thinking, why can't you use him? It's teaching me that this takes a lot of time. Lucas, a name.
Hello?
Mr. Dolski?
Yeah, yes, I'm here.
Are you okay?
Are you serious? I just had a choice to either die in pain or duplicate and edit myself. I'm far from okay.
It's, called branching. The duplicating and editing thing.
Thanks, Lucas.
I don't know if you pulled it off.
Really? And I need to know who I'm talking to. I didn't catch your name.
Oh, Lucas Pena, Space Traffic Control, Orbital Substation L7. Now, the branching. Did you do it?
You left me no choice. Doesn't mean I like what I did. Is this even legal?
You found Rapidium, Mr. Dolski. We needed to act.
What about the mind records? What is all that personal data doing in the base computer?
Oh, that's, the corporation needs to ensure the safety of the mission and, basically everyone. It's confidential, of course. And it kind of saved your life.
I'm just gonna... Oh, I can't change that. I'm gonna change the voice again to be a bit louder.
What the hell happened out there? What went wrong with the landing?
To be honest, I don't know. I'm still analyzing telemetry data from your flight, but it seems something went very wrong.
No kidding.
Yeah. We know there was a major system malfunction, but the reasons are unclear. It's too early to tell. We need more data.
Do you know what killed the rest of the crew?
Looks like an oxygen leak in the landing pods. No idea why, though.
Then how come I survived?
You tell me?
You know, you're not very informative.
I don't like confusing assumptions with information, Mr. Dolski. Conclusive evidence is more my thing.
See, okay, so I think I Never Consented popped up after the Mind Records thing, but earlier on I mentioned that I have a theory, and my theory is that whether this guy knows it or not, maybe he's part of it too, but I feel like we are an experiment. I feel like those guys dying was planned, and we are supposed to be put in a situation where we need to figure out how to survive, so we're forced to alter ourselves and to create these alters of ourselves. Obviously experimenting with how effective Rapidium is, so on and so forth. That's my vibe. I could be wrong, but that's where all signs lead me to what we've learned so far and any of the stuff that I played in the preview, which isn't much more than this. Soon I'll be fully caught up, but this is a nice refresher too.
I don't recall consenting to it.
Well, you must have, since it's there. Maybe you didn't read your contract thoroughly. They like to put these things in fine print, you know.
Of course.
I want to talk to someone higher up. Do you have a boss?
I might sound young, Mr. Dolski, but I'm not here by accident.
No offense, man. I just need to know this stunt was authorized by someone.
Look, I'm on my own here at the station. But I contacted my boss, and we're good. Nothing to worry about.
Source. Trust me, bro.
Have you done this before?
That would be hard, considering there's no Rapidium on Earth.
So how did you know what would happen?
I didn't know. I anticipated the outcome based on historic data.
What historic data?
Some old research, nothing important.
He's blue balling me here.
So, you're getting me out of here.
Blackballing?
Right?
I don't know.
You know how to do it. Safely.
Sure. First thing I'll need you to do is to transport the base to a safe and accessible destination. I'll dispatch the coordinates to you. Second thing, do you think I could see this altar of yours?
How do you know you're not talking to him right now?
You're joking, right?
Who knows?
Yeah. Nice try, but I'd know the difference. The immunosuppressant meds, he wouldn't be in a disposition to mess around. How bad is he feeling?
He's pissed off at me. Won't cooperate.
Then we have a problem. You won't manage without his help. The base needs more hands on deck. There should be a way to gain his trust. Show him you care, maybe?
I told him I wouldn't survive without him.
Yeah, that's just words. Maybe you should share something.
What? Why?
I don't know. Just a thought. My grandma used to say, sharing is caring.
Yay. Let me think. What can I share with him? My playlist?
Yeah, true. Wait, suppose it's not about what you can share with him, but what you already do.
Yeah, we have our entire life of memories that we shared up into a point.
Of course. Memories. I wonder if he remembers things the same way I do.
Yeah, mind records. See? You were so spooked by them, they could be a source of information.
Fine. I'll check them out to see what happens.
I'll get back to you as soon as you reach your destination. Don't worry, you're in good hands.
Yeah, I mean...
L7 out.
Look, I have just no choice but to trust them. You can learn more about your Alter's life and choices by analyzing his life path in the quantum computer module, which we've already done. Okay, read it. Oh, I have to do this. A little bit ahead of myself, as usual. I tend to do this in games. So we can manually zoom out here little by little. I just think this system is freaking genius. Let me see the last thing. Okay. Let's see if we can smooth things over. Now, one cool thing that I'll share with you guys here, like I don't want to get too heavy on like telling stories, but when we were at the event, we got to meet Alex Jordan, who is the voice of all of the alters, and there was this really cool thing that he did on stage where he was talking about how he would create these different voices, and then he would go into the different voices, and like obviously it's the same voice. All the alters are not going to sound like completely different people, but he would talk about these methods of entering into their persona and he would even change his mannerisms when he spoke, like the different alters. Like the scientist is very specific. This guy's very assertive, very straightforward. Like, it was just so cool to see somebody that's that talented be able to switch between all these personas. Like, very, very fascinating. I don't know if he's... I bet you if you search on YouTube, there's probably some interviews and stuff where he's maybe done that, but... Okay.
I've been thinking about what you said. We have more in common than you think. Yeah? Like what? Same DNA, raised by the same parents. That's quite a fair bit, don't you think? Not enough, apparently. Maybe standing up to Dad changed you. Something I never did. Oh, really? And what did you do? Just stand and watch him take it out on Mom? I thought about stepping in. I was always a heartbeat away from doing it, but when it came down to it, I'd just freeze. Guess I was afraid of making things worse. Yeah, I remember the feeling. But then I reached a breaking point. Looks like you didn't hang around long enough to reach yours. Or maybe I was a coward. Going to college was a good excuse to just get away from it all. Oh, so that's where our paths split. Did you shine out there? Were you best in class? What do you think? Yeah. I build around this merry-go-round. That's who I ended up being. Sorry to disappoint. Why would I be disappointed? Just proves I was right to stick with Mom. Wait, is she maybe still around here? No. I wish she was. She always knew what to do and how to cheer you up. Hey, when you were down, or Dad had just stormed out of the house, slamming the door behind him and leaving you crying in your room, would she ask me to help her make pierogi? Her famous pierogi. Oh my God, I could really pig out on those.
I get it.
And making them together was fun. Yeah, wow, why don't we go for it? Why don't we try and make Mom's famous pierogi? No way we'd find the ingredients here. Who said they have to be right? Beer and synthetic starch should work. Yeah, hilarious. I can pull it off. You'll see. But there's one condition. You're eating them with me. If you die, I die. Why not? Won't change much, I guess.
Prepare pierogi in the kitchen. Each person in the base consumes 1 meal per day. So now we're consuming 2 meals per day. Higher quality meals will have a positive effect on the mood of your alters. I think it's interesting that he asked, like, is she still around here by chance? And I'm assuming that he's thinking possibly in another branch that she survived. I don't know if that's the case, but that's kind of an interesting thought. Okay. So this takes raw food, takes 2 of them. Of course, that's all that we have.
Here you are, the famous Dolski pierogi with an interstellar twist. What do you think? Well, now I know how Mom must have felt. That day she had a terrible flu and I decided to cheer her up and make pierogi for her. Right, yeah. I put like a ton of salt into the filling. And I overcooked them into a shapeless pulp. They were inedible. But you remember what she did? Uh-huh. She ate them all and never said a word. No, she said they were delicious. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. So, they're delicious, man. Shut the fuck up.
See, like, it's one thing to think back about these big events in your life and how things would have been differently, but it's an entirely different thing to be talking to the other version of yourself that experienced that change, right? Like, I just think we're set up for such a cool story.
So, are we cool now? Cool. Do you mean did I come to terms with waking up as tech support for my doppelganger? You might have to give me something stronger than dehydrated dumplings to
Fair enough.
wrap my head around that. Look, I'm as freaked out as you are. Trust me, looking at you, talking to you, revisiting my life, we're in this together. You're freaked out. Imagine how I feel. Hating you, but on the other hand, if you didn't exist, you get the idea. And eating those fucking pierogi with you, I actually enjoyed it.
I love how they say pierogi. I'll try to get into that.
Wait, are you showing your feelings? What? No. Okay, just kidding. I hate getting called sentimental too. Just proves how similar we are. Well, now that we got that out of the way, what's the plan?
Huh. Yeah, I don't trust them at all.
The corporation is supposedly on top of this, but I know better than to put my life in the hands of pen pushers. Oh, I hear ya. You never know with those numbskulls. Right, so until the rescue ship arrives, we'd better watch our own asses. Do they know about me?
Ooh. He might not like being left out of it. I'll be honest.
They were the ones who told me to create you. Bastards. Tell me you know what to do. Of course, it's simple. We need to stick together and stay away from the sun. Well, there's one thing you should know. This base is a resource-consuming, maintenance-heavy sucker to operate. I have you to help me. That's not gonna be enough. I'll be blunt with you. If you want to survive, you're gonna need more people. People? What people? The Rapidium's there. Use it. Make more versions of me. Versions of us both, you mean? Huh. That almost sounded like we're planning kids. You need to work on your cooking skills, though.
That's funny.
I was hoping I could avoid going through all that again. It was quite a struggle with you. Struggle? One day you'll look back and realize I was the easy one. Mark my words.
Such a weird vibe, eh? Okay. He's probably right, by the way. So now what are we doing? Of course. Another call. Oh.
Hello? Jan? Can you hear me?
Lena? Wait. Lena, is that you? What are you... How did you find me?
They let me know. Agatha, my boss, came to see me and said you could use some support. Are you all right? I heard about your crew.
Yeah. Everyone's dead. But I'm fine, somehow. It's a lot to handle.
Yeah, I know. Is it true you found Rapidium?
She's with them.
Oh, so that's why they got you to call.
I know you think everyone in the company is an underhanded asshole, but honestly, I don't care why they approached me. I wanted to call. What the hell happened out there? How did you survive?
So, your boss, did she say anything more about the accident?
No. Just that you're all alone out there and could use someone close to talk to.
Really?
How did you make it?
I'm not sure. Something strange. Everyone died in their landing pods, except for me. I don't know why. It's really weird.
Oh my. That does sound so unbelievable.
Even more unbelievable to hear from you, out of the blue.
Yeah, big red flag.
I know. It's awkward for me, too. We haven't spoken in a while and suddenly this. I just hope... What's the plan for getting you out of there?
There's a guy called Lucas Pena. He's handling it, apparently.
Someone from STC.
You know your way around.
It's been a couple of years. Look, is there maybe anyone from outside the company you'd like me to get in touch with? I mean, to let them know?
No. There's no one.
I didn't mean to get personal. You know what? Why don't I ask STC to keep me in the loop? And to keep an open channel for me? If you want that, of course.
Sure. If that's what you want.
I really don't think this is about me. Talk soon, then. Bye.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we need to keep our cards close to our chest.
Hey, were we supposed to stop here? Nope. It's way too early. Don't tell me something's wrong with the base again. Not on my watch. Systems are working fine. Something outside then? Yeah. Well, don't jump into your suit already. Well, I'm kinda starting to like the inside of our base. All right, I'll take a look around.
Look at the tread on that bad boy. The prologue is done. We've officially hit Act 1. This is sick. We have our first altar. We've built some stuff in the base. We're getting an understanding of what we need to be doing. And I'm pretty sure the game only saves at the beginning of the day. So, yeah, there we go. So, we'll use that as our endpoint for videos. Now, is every video going to be over an hour and 45 minutes long? No. But we'll just kind of pace them out depending on how the days go. It will probably lend itself to slightly longer than usual videos. You know, like a lot of videos around that 30-minute mark, but these will probably be slightly longer than that. But again, it just depends how the days fall, and we'll kind of figure it out. So we need to find a route for the base. It's stuck. I have to get it moving again. There must be an alternative route. Here's all the production that we have access to now. Suit batteries, radiation filters, repair kits, climbing hook. The drill generates a laser beam to melt down rock. I only have 128 organics. It requires a cartridge to work. So, like, maybe I should get out there and just see what we run into before crafting these. We do have one mining outpost at least. We have a pylon component, or a few of them anyways. So yeah, maybe we just leave it like this for now. We have the kitchen, which we can also queue up from here. So we have a decent amount of mush. Cooked meals require raw food, which we're going to have to find. And here's the tasks, the altars. Soon we should be able to start assigning him to doing stuff. Maybe it's going to teach us that. But yeah, okay, guys, let's take a break here. We come back. Day 6. Wish me luck. Hope you had a good one. And if you like it, please like the video, leave me a comment with your thoughts, and enjoy the series. Bye.